Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Law Society Publishing. It's on the vexed issue of bankruptcy and it's written by Vernon Dennis. This is the book here. It's only a small book. You see the front, you can see the back there. The book runs to something like just over 240 pages. There's a very good index at the back, and you have very useful paragraph numbering at the sides, which you can probably see there. There are no footnotes in this particular volume, but you do have very useful case law, and I would advise you to read the preface by Mr. Dennis at the front, because that sets out what this book is about and why it's important today. We've given it a review on the web, and we've called the review Living Within Your Means, so neither a borrower nor a lender be in future, and just buy this book, because the book itself will set out in relatively simple English, because this is a technical area, what the rules basically are. What we say though is that Law Society Publishing have come up trumps again with a book within the Insolvency Law Series, which is marked there. And this book is a practical and an accessible legal text which is designed to guide practitioners, both barristers and solicitors, through the dense thickets of this particularly emotive, complex and technical area of law. It's the law of personal bankruptcy, which is generally called bankruptcy. We actually use the term insolvency as well, but don't get confused with corporate insolvency, which is a totally separate area. The primary intention of the book is to give the reader an overview of the practical implications of bankruptcy law and practice, and Dennis has the hope that it is of a manageable length, which actually it is, because it's a practical guide for us as professionals. I think he succeeds in his aim here by explaining the basics extremely well for all levels of interest, and as I've said, the preface is worth reading because he sets it in the tone of the current economic downturn. To smooth the practitioner's path initially, the text starts off on the right foot by defining what bankruptcy is. Then it goes into a whole range of detailed areas, logically following through the commencement of proceedings and so forth, and then how it impacts on third parties and so on. It's worth noting, of course, that consumer debtors, that is non-trading debtors, account for between 85 and 90% of individuals entering bankruptcy, so it's an important area and one I'm sure you will have many clients in. Let me summarise by just reminding readers that in fact the Enterprise Act 2002 reforms the current rules and is covered in some detail here. What it sought to achieve was a balance between the difficulties of ensuring fair, equitable interest of available assets between creditors and, of course, the financial rehabilitation of the individual. We think the book is excellent. There's a lot of information for further research if you're interested. The law is as stated in September 2011, and I'm recording this in the late spring of 2012. We came away with the feeling that the subject is coming around again in this current fiscal cycle after a decade of growth. So the book, I think, is a most timely one for us because of the serious issues facing so many of our potential clients out there. So thank you to all concerned for an excellent publication. Bye-bye.